All right, hello and welcome to our Fit Essentials Basics class. My name is Shauna. I'm going to be guiding you through this session. If you are using any of the BFR bands, we already added air. So if you're on the recording, you can press pause and do so. We're going to go ahead and start from standing today with a little bit of our standing cat-cow mobility to get some breathing going. And then from there, we're either going to be doing an elevated version of our knee to elbow, or if you know the bird dog down on all fours, you're welcome to do that variation from all fours. First, that standing cat-cow, you want to have the feet about hip width apart, draw your stomach in, send your hips back as you bring your hands onto your knees. And then from here, we're going to focus on that breathing. As you breathe out, you're going to draw the belly in towards your spine, draw those shoulders forward, chin to the chest. And then when you go to breathe in, a soft, gentle arch, lifting the head and neck, drawing the shoulders back. And that's the motion. Breathing out, draw the chin in, breathing in. Soft little extension. Ideally, you want to have nice straight arms for this motion. Maybe twice more. Good. Final time. Rounding the spine, gently arching the spine. And then when you're ready, push those legs and come on up to standing. Walking the feet out. We're going to go into some hip circles next. Loosen up through the hips. Good. And then go ahead and circle the other direction. Keep it going. I'm going to adjust my frame just a bit so you can see my feet as well. Okay. All right, fantastic. And then let's go ahead and loosen up those wrists a little bit too. Make a fist and circle the wrist around. And keep a little motion side to side with the hips as you do so. Nice. And then turn them the other way. All right, fantastic. Next, we're going to get ready for that bird dog, or we're going to be doing it as an elevated knee to elbow. I'm going to be using my chair here. I can also use like the back of a couch or like my little bookshelf if I didn't want to come down as low. And actually, I'm going to show you from the bookshelf on round one. So it's going to more mimic like the back of the couch. The lower you are towards the ground, the harder this is going to be. So with a nice wide handprint, placing one hand underneath each shoulder, walk the feet back just a bit. And then when you're ready on the inhale, you're going to breathe in, draw your knee towards the same side elbow. And then as you breathe out, you're going to extend, glide the leg back, squeeze the glutes, breathing in, pull the knee up and in, breathing out, extend through that hip. And then what we're noting here, I talk about it a lot, but sometimes when you extend that leg back, it's easy to lose that mid-body posture. So stay engaged, that midline. And those of you doing the standing version here, it does challenge that support leg quite a bit. So I'm starting to feel some fatigue in that opposite leg. 15 seconds left. Keep drawing in, extend back. One or two more. Good. When you finish this last rep, we're going to come back up to standing. So give a break off your hands, coming on up to standing. And now we're going to work our march and punch. So hands to the side, eyes up, and this is some balance work as well. So make sure you really draw up to that midline, breathing out as you punch across, pushing down through that foot and toe. As you draw the elbows back, really think about broad chest, trying to squeeze the shoulders behind you. And then your choice on how high you go with these knees here. Yep, you can go faster or stay nice and slow and steady. Good, 10 seconds. Very good, nice, surely punch nice and high up by those shoulders. There you go, good, right across the body. And 3, 2, 1, and shake it out. Excellent. Coming back to the hands and knees or back to this elevated position. Now I'm going to show you on the opposite side, and I'll use the chair. Same idea. But I was doing the right leg on the first round. Now I'm going to move into that left leg. So whichever leg you are using, now it's the opposite side. Draw the stomach in. 2, 1, here we go. Breathe in, draw the knee up. Breathe out, extend back. Good. Once you know the motion, I'd like to have you center your head so you look right between the hands. And then watch that the hip doesn't rotate out and away. So I'd like my foot to be pointing down towards the floor as I extend that hip back. Nice, Diane, breathing in. Extend back, squeeze that tush. That's 30 seconds. We're going to go about another 15. Smooth. And 3, 2, 1. And when you finish that one, coming on back to standing. All right, I'm going to do just a little bit of some mobility next. This will be the end of set 1. And we're going to go one more time through. So we're just going to do our little tree branch arms here. Flowing with the motion, turning the head and neck, looking over that opposite shoulder. Breathing in, breathing out. All right, we've got 20 seconds until we start set 2. You want to grab a short drink, and we'll be back for the second round. All right. So whether you're on the floor, on the chair, on the couch even, starfish those hands, spread as wide as you can from the little finger to the thumb. Place one hand underneath each shoulder, walk those feet back, and 2, 1, here we go. I'm starting on my right leg, breathing in as I draw it up, breathing out, toe points down towards the floor. And then the whole goal here is to try to activate the glute, that's your bum. So as I breathe in, and then breathe out, trying to squeeze that tush. Focus your head straight down. And as always, make sure whatever you're supporting yourself against isn't going to slide away. Safety first, friends. Good, that's 30 seconds. We're going to work for about another 15. If you need to take a break early, please do. Good, strong push through those upper body. Pushing up through those arms, breathing in, breathing out. And 2, 1, and rest. Great job. We're coming back up to standing. We'll return to that march and punch. Arms up to the side. If anyone had really light weights here, you could hold a light weight as you punch. And 2, 1, when you're ready. I would say 5 pounds or less. I don't have anything with me today, but nice and light. You could add a little extra weight here. Eyes up, looking straight ahead. As you lift that knee, try not to let the foot be droopy. So we're working to prevent falls here, right? So as we practice lifting the knee, we want to get that foot and ankle engaged as well. Good. Being careful that we don't just shift to those hips. So drawing up the midline, imagine you've got those friends from the heavens pulling us up nice and tall, helping that balance. Beautiful. Final 10 seconds. 2, 1, and shake it out. Great job. We got to finish up that hip extension. So coming down, getting ready for that second side for our second and final time. Set the feet, draw the belly in so you're not overarching the spine as you come into position. One hand underneath each shoulder. And 2, 1. Now I'm onto my left leg. Breathing in, drawing that knee up. Breathing out, pushing through the arms, gliding back. Toe points down towards the floor. Good. So we're working a lot of different areas of the body here. The glute area we talked about, the midline, and also some upper body strength as you push through those arms, supporting that weight. Beautiful. Staying level through your hips. Good. A couple more. And final time. Draw that knee up. Extend it all the way back. And make your way up to standing. All righty. Second round for our mobility this time. We're going to do a little toe touch. So you're going to walk the feet in, draw the stomach in, and then we're going to allow the back to intentionally round a little bit just for the mobility piece. I'm going to draw my chin down to the chest, draw that belly in towards the spine, and then nice and slow, slide the hands down the legs, ensuring that you keep that nice soft bend in the knees. If you can hold out in that bottom position for a couple of breaths, breathe deep. Try to expand the backside of your rib cage. One more time. On that next inhale, rise back up. All right, beautiful. From here, let's warm up some squats. 3 exercises in our next circuit. Some squatting with the option of like some bicep curls at the top, an elevated plank or push-up. I'm going to hold on to my chair here as I sink on back, warming up that squatting position. And then we're going to practice some little balancing at the end with our sway steps. Making sure your feet stay planted. You can use that upper body, pull yourself upright, and then we'll practice it one more time. You can either continue to hold on or you can reach those arms out. Keep that chest tall, full foot planted, and then drive into the ground as you make your way back up. All right, let's go ahead and grab a drink. Now, if you feel like you can do some squatting with a little bit of weight, and we're going to start with some weight. If you can't hold weight just yet or don't feel quite ready for that, just mimic the motion, including the bicep curl without the weight. Otherwise, you can either hold 1 or 2 weights. Let me show you a couple of reps here, and then we'll get started. So I've got my feet about hip width apart. I'm holding 1 weight this time on each side. I could also be holding 2. Later on, I will. I'm going to do what we call a sumo squat. We're going to keep my eyes up, chest tall, lowering the weight right between my legs. And then as I stand tall, I'm going to curl my hands up to my shoulders. So I fully extend, really emphasize that upright chest position. I push my hips back, standing tall and curling in. This can be done to a chair. Obviously, you're not going to go down as far, sitting back, standing tall, and then curl from here. We're going to work for 45 seconds with a 15-second transition. And I'll show you the next exercise when we get there. All right, I'm going to start here in 10 seconds. So with or without weights, set the feet, and 2, 1, here we go. Push your knees out, find a spot straight ahead to focus on. As you stand tall, curl your hands or curl the weight into the chest. Excellent. And I'm going to be demoing fairly slow here, but if you know your body, if you want to move a little bit faster, then by all means, squat it down, standing tall, and curl in. Nice. So we're doing a little combo work here today, practicing that lower body strength, eyes up, opening through those hips and knees, and then strengthening those upper body as well, building some strength in the biceps. Good. So we focus to sit back into the heels and also without raising up on the toes or lifting the toes off the ground. So push that big toe down. Wonderful. Almost there. Last time. Down, stand, and curl. Awesome. All right. From here, we're going to be working the upper body. So you have some choices. You can either practice that push-up or you can hold a plank of the upper body. Once again, make sure you have a nice sturdy surface. You can put your chair against a wall. You can use the back of the couch. One hand underneath each shoulder. Walk those feet back. And then when you're ready, without the hips dropping down, if you're going to do that push-up, you're going to lower your chest towards your surface and then drive straight away. Make sure you don't wing those elbows wide. So draw the shoulders down your rib cage. Draw those elbows in towards the sides. And the whole time, I'm squeezing my thighs, holding my belly tight, and squeezing that tush. Very good. Everything strong, lowering down, driving away. If you get to where you're not sure if you can get another one in, just hold this plank in the top. Excellent. We've got about 10 seconds left, so you can focus on the plank or maybe get a couple more push-ups in. Ideally, I don't want to see you fail out on these, so kind of use your judgment and take a rest. Nice. Coming up to standing, we're going to work our sway steps next. So clear your space. Set those feet about hip width apart. We're going to, just like it sounds, we're going to sway. So hands stretched out nice and wide. You're going to shift your weight onto one leg. You can just hold there. If you want to come up onto single leg support, you can. And then in between sides, we're going to rest those arms down, sink into the legs, lift up, fly to the other side. Good. The idea is to try to practice holding so I can practice a full single leg support or keep that leg down. Good. Breathe in, breathe out as you raise up. Woohoo. There's my balance. A little off. Breathe in, breathe out. Squeeze the shoulders back. Spread wide through the chest. Good. Down and lift. We want to get big. We want to expand. A couple more. Down and up. There we go. Down and up. When we're not getting big, we're losing our posture. We're sinking on down and rest. Awesome job. We're going to take 30 seconds and we'll be back for round 2 with that squat with the bicep curl is where we're going to start. Great job, friends. All righty. I'm going to show it with 2 weights this time. 10 seconds till we're going to get moving. Walking those feet back out. I'm going to hold those weights right between my legs, ensuring I'm squeezing my shoulders back and down. And then when you're ready, a little sumo squat here. Knees push wide. Chest stays tall, standing up. Curl the weights, or you can simply make a fist and curl your hands in. Really key. Chest tall. Wonderful. Yep. I'm going to breathe in as I lower down. Breathe out as I stand and curl. Awesome. There you go. Nice, Shirley. Good, Diane. Moving smooth, Amy. Beautiful. 15 seconds. Full range of motion. As deep as you can. I feel this one a little bit more on those inner thighs. Final rep. Down, up, curl. And take a pause. Nice work. We're heading back to that push-up or that elevated plank. Now, maybe on the last round, if you were like, man, that got really tough, if you have a higher surface that you can utilize, that's going to make it a little bit easier. Otherwise, I'm going to stick with the chair. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Coming on down. 2, 1, begin. Excellent. And as I talk about the elbows, I'm going to show you from a little bit different position. A lot of times when people do push-ups, they wing those elbows really wide, which shoots the shoulder forward. So you want to think about drawing them back and in. That's a great position, Diane. I can't see anyone else, but I just trust that you're in good spot. Elbows back and then pushing out. That's 30 seconds. Got about another 15 to go. Remember, when that push-up gets tired, hold the top position of that plank. Nice straight arms. Stomach drawn in, eyes looking forward. Very good. 5 seconds left. And 2, 1, coming up for that balance practice. This could also be replaced with something faster if you want to do jump jacks or running high knees. Otherwise, we're going to guide it through with some balance work. Sway steps, feet about hip width apart. Draw the stomach in. Squeeze those shoulders back, and then we're going to sway, shifting our center of gravity over to one side, either keeping that foot down or coming to the balance in between sides. Rest it down, lift on up, shifting your center of gravity over to the other side. Beautiful. Breathe in, breathe out. You can come onto single leg. That's excellent. And then that exercise we did with the bird dog or that hip extension. Those are the same muscles. That extended leg, you want to try to squeeze that glute. Lift on up. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Smile. Good. Start to reinforce that positive experience with exercise. Last time. And shake it out. Beautiful. All right, quick rest break. And we'll be back for our 3rd and final set. After the push-ups, we're going to let out the air. Those of you that are wearing the bands, so just stand by. It's going to come out after the push-ups. All righty, 10 seconds. 1 or 2 weights, or just simply making a fist. Walk those feet out. I'm going to hold the weight right between the legs, drawing that midline in. And then when you're ready, I'm squatting down, eyes up, chest tall, and coming into that bicep curl at the top. Nice. Knees push out, stand and curl. And then again, just depending upon your comfort, you can move faster. You can keep it steady. You are moving faster. Try to stay a little bit more consistent. Diana, a little bit less hinge. Keep your chest up when you send the hips back. So squatting more than a deadlift. Yep. So eyes up, looking forward the whole time. There you go. And then all the way up and curl. Nice. 1 or 2 more. down, up, curling in. Last one. And up. Fantastic. Shake that out. Transitioning to your push-up station or that elevated plank. Alrighty. Splay the fingers nice and wide. Draw the stomach in as you walk the feet back. And when you're ready, here we go. Either staying up nice and tall in that plank or slowly lowering your chest towards that surface that's holding the hands. So we're trying to avoid, we talked about the elbow and shoulder position, and now also focus on those hips. Sometimes as we lower down, the hips drop forward, and then a lot of times if they don't drop forward on the down, sometimes we lose that hip positioning as you push up. I love the description of a moving plank as a push-up. If you are down on the floor and find yourself peeling off the ground, I'd recommend coming to an elevated surface next time. All right, almost done. 2, 1, and coming on up. As mentioned, if you are using the bands, go ahead and press those little nozzles, release that air. Yep, there you go. And then we're going to finish with our balance work of those sway steps. Stretch break is coming. Set the feet, squeeze those shoulders back, and 2, 1, here we go. Shift the weight. Come up onto that one leg. Breathing in, coming down, breathing out, lifting tall. Good. It's all practice. We practice kind of learning how to shift our center of gravity. And the idea is if we get into that position where we trip over on something, we got to readjust, that our brain will be like, oh, we've practiced this. We know how to shift our center of gravity. We know how to lift up and hold strong, help prevent the falls, or at least help prevent the degree of the fall. So sometimes it's just a matter of gravity pulling us down, but we want to be nimble as much as we can. Final 10 seconds. Breathe in, breathe out, and finishing on that second side. Excellent. All righty. Mini round of applause. Let's grab a drink. I'm going to take these bands off. We're going to do a little bit of stretching. If your energy is a little bit low today, if you are a little bit short on time, then finish this next stretch with us. And you're welcome to carry on with your day. Otherwise, we're going to be doing one more circuit coming up next. Oh. All righty. I'm going to go ahead and do the next couple of stretches from the chair. It's going to join me in the seated position. All right, as you come to seated, make sure you're not slouching in your chair. So be right up on those sit bones. Sitting up nice and tall. And then we're going to do a seated cat-cow next. So similar to what we did from standing, hands on the knees. As I exhale, I'm going to draw the belly in, roll those shoulders forward, bow the head down. And then as you inhale, I'm going to slide the hands up the thighs, like I'm going to put my hands in my pockets. Really open that chest position. About 3 more times here. Breathing out, belly draws in, head rocks forward, shoulders draw forward. And then how tall can you sit? How broad can you, what would you do? How broad can you spread your chest? A couple more, bow down. Sit tall. Beautiful. Last time. Breathing out on the forward pull, breathing in as you come up tall. Excellent. From here, we're going to do a little bit of a hip stretch, moving into the glutes. So you're going to pick one leg up off the ground, interlace the hands, and this is a good opener for the shoulders. I'm going to really squeeze those shoulders back as I cross the foot over that opposite knee. And now I'm going to reposition the hands on the outer aspect of the knee. And then I'm going to imagine I'm trying to pull that knee towards my opposite hip. Watch the shoulders from shrugging up, long neck, drawing them back and down. See if you can breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. From here, we'll transition to figure 4, grabbing the foot, inviting that knee to lower on down. You can lightly place the hand there. And then back to that upper body posture, shoulders back, chin in. I invite you to close your eyes here for about 3 cycles of breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time. Good. When you're ready, make your way out of that figure 4 position. In between sides, we're going to do our seated forward fold. So that was my left leg. Make sure you know which leg for you. Hands on the thighs. Now I'm going to slide the hands all the way down, reaching for the toes, bowing the head down, looking to get a nice gentle stretch into that low back or that mid back. And as always, use your breath to expand that stretch in that area of the body. So I can try to breathe into the lateral aspects or the sides of that rib cage. On that next inhale, start to make your way back up to seated. And then we'll go into that glute stretch on the other side. So reposition up on those sit bones. Picking that one leg up, interlace the hands, squeeze those shoulders back as you cross the foot over. And we come to the outside of the knee or thigh area. And then now we're trying to pull it across the body, open up through this outer hip. Yeah. As we shrug those shoulders up, so keep drawing them down. You can lightly turn the head and neck as well, looking over the shoulder of the side that you're drawing that leg in. And then when you're ready, transition to that figure 4, grabbing the ankle, inviting that knee to lower on down. You can just lightly place the hand there. Good. You can close the eyes and spend about another 20 seconds here. Good. A couple more breaths. And when you're ready, start to make your way out of that figure 4 position. Feel free to grab another drink of water and then meet me back on your feet. So if you're all done for the day, thanks for being here. Otherwise, we'll get ready for our next circuit. Got some deadlift work coming up next, but we're going to start with a good morning practice. So practicing that hinging motion. Alrighty, let's return to those. Instead of hip circles, we're going to work our midsection here with some figure 8s. So just kind of locate where your belly button is. And then just imagine you're trying to trace a little figure 8 in the air. Loosen up that low back and those hips. Beautiful. And then try to reverse the other way. Sway those hips the other direction. Smile if you feel awkward. All right, very good. And then from here, if you know the deadlift and want to move into it on the first round, you're welcome to it. I'm going to be practicing with you on the good morning without any weight. So it's up to you. If you're like, I know this deadlift, you can go ahead and pick up some weights and start to move through. Otherwise, we're going to practice that hinging, that long spine position. So I'm going to take my hands, I'm going to cross them over my shoulders with a soft bend in my knees, drawing the stomach in. I'm going to see how far back I can push my hips back behind me. And I'm going to raise those elbows up. So that long spine posture, push through the feet, squeeze the glute as you stand tall. Excellent. Breathing in, trying to keep that mid back nice and flat. And then trying to just hinge at the hips. You can imagine that your body is a door hinge. And you're closing the door as you push those hips back. And then we're opening the door as we stand tall. Fantastic. Breathing in, raising those elbows up. Breathing out. Standing tall. Good. If everything felt good there, for the second 30 seconds, we'll go ahead and hold a little bit of weight. So I'm going to pick up a weight. I'm going to set those feet about hip width apart. I'm holding that weight right between my legs, holding those shoulders back. And then from here, knees push wide, and the lower right between the heels, drive into the floor, standing tall. So everything that we just practiced with that good morning, you want to put into play here, over and up. Good. And now for the head position, different than what we did for the squats. So as your chest bows forward, I want you to look down towards the floor, drawing that chin in. As you drive to the feet, Eyes up, looking straight ahead at the top. Maybe one more time. Long spine, hips push back, standing tall, and rest. Beautiful. All righty, next I'm going to come down just to show you. This is going to be done standing, but I just want to get my upper body in the video. Light weights, we're going to be coming up to overhead. Without arching that spine, you're going to bend the elbows and extend the elbows. We call it our overhead tricep extension. So a nice light to moderate weight. That's our next exercise. So ideally, maybe a little bit different than the deadlifts, but I did demo pretty light. All right, starting in 10 seconds, set the feet. Go ahead and raise those arms up to overhead, drawing your belly in. And then with a soft bend in the knees, bend the elbows and extend the elbows. Good. We're going to practice this for 30 seconds. If you're having any pain in your low back, please take a pause. Sometimes you don't have the mobility just yet for this. Squeeze the tush. Excellent. 10 seconds left. Yep. Bend and extend. So I'm lowering that weight behind the head and then up. Good. Shirley, that's a perfect modification. And rest. Good. Everybody rest. I want to show you folks, if you had trouble with that extension, you could practice that overhead press. And that's going to work some similar muscles. All right. Shake it out. Next exercise, we're going to stay focused on the upper body. And now we're going to be working our single arm dumbbell row. I'm going to use that chair to support. You could also be in like this stagger stance. So ideally with the dumbbell, draw your stomach in, make a nice wide handprint. You're going to come into that hinging position once again, like we practiced with the deadlifts. And now we're going to support that upper arm. From here, when you're ready, we're going to pull that elbow straight up towards the ceiling. Try to draw that shoulder blade in towards the spine. Breathing in as you reach forward, breathing out as you draw it up and in. Center your gaze so that you're looking forward at the floor or your support hand. And then watch that the head and neck stays nice and neutral. So chin drawn in. Breathing in as you reach forward. Breathing out as you pull the elbow as high as you can above your torso. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Set that weight down. Come on up. We're going to do our lateral step-overs in between sides. But first, let's give a little twist. Loosen up that low back. That feels wonderful. All righty, and then up to you. You can either practice a side step here or that imaginary hurdle coming in and out of the bathtub, stepping up and over your favorite pets. And you can open the, let's see, when my feet close, I close my arms. As I step out, I open my arms. Close the arms and open the arms. Fantastic. Good, I'm gonna go another 15 seconds. This also is some balance work. So always lifting up, holding strong. Good. One more time, over and back. Good. And then we're going to get ready for that dumbbell row on your second arm. Nice job. All right, I'm going to swing my chair around. Dumbbell row, opposite arm. I was on my right arm first round. Set up through the midline. Bowing forward, maintain that soft bend in the knees. And 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds starts now. You want to imagine you have a nice long neck. So keep that shoulder down out of the ear. Focus on that elbow. Straight up towards the sky. This is challenging that midline a little bit as well. So as you move and breathe here, continue to draw that belly in towards the spine. Protect that lower back from overarching. Good. Last one. And rest. Woo! Nice job. That's the end of that circuit. Let's grab a drink. And then we're going to go one more time through. All right. So we back to our deadlifts to start. You want to pick up and bring into your area the heaviest weight that you have that you are comfortable to work with for this last little session. So I've got my kettlebell here. I'm going to set it down between my legs. You could also be holding one weight in each hand. Maybe I have 2 5s or 2 10s, and you can hold one weight between each hand. All right, walk your feet nice and wide, right about hip width apart. Check in with that midline. Roll those hips back, drawing that stomach in. And now we're going to hinge again. Remember, we're going to push those hips back. Drive those knees wide, chin in. And then when you're ready, you're going to push through your legs, standing up nice and tall. So we're practicing everyday life, picking up some grocery bags, picking up a heavy laundry basket. And ideally in training, we want to try to prepare ourselves to be able to pick up more weight than maybe we have or required to in our daily life. So if our laundry basket weighs 7 pounds, ideally we want to be able to easily pick up maybe 15 to 20 pounds or more. So essentially you have a larger capacity for what your everyday life demands. Looks great, everyone. We are over halfway, about 20 seconds left. When our everyday life is taxing our current capacity, then we're more likely to injure ourselves and to be really sore. So that's why we talk about we're training for life. Good. One more time, breathing in, controlling down, push to the feet, squeeze the tush. And then as you put that weight down, use those same mechanics. Hips back, lower it down towards the floor or wherever you're going to take that rest. Awesome. Tricep extension, or if you found that you don't quite have that mobility to reach up overhead, then remember our sub is that overhead press. Otherwise, I'm going to show the extension. Soft bend the knees, bending the elbows with the weight behind your body. Squeeze that tush and extend it straight to overhead. Here we go. 30 seconds starts now. Down and up. Good. Yeah, perfect. You can make a fist. You can do this without weight as well. Now, try to find the back side. Try to squeeze that tush. Squeeze those cheeks. Good. And see if you can look straight ahead throughout. I know it's tough on that head and neck. Good. Less than 10 seconds. There you go, Shirley. Nice, Diane. Oh, wonderful, Amy. Down and up. Feel those triceps. And shake it out. Woo. All right. Dumbbell row. Lateral step over. And then the second arm dumbbell row. So let's make sure we know which arm we're working with this time. I'm going to start on my left. Set the feet right about hip width apart. Stomach draws in. Bend into your knees as you come to that forward hinge position. And 3, 2, 1, dumbbell row. Elbow high. This is that mid-back exercise to help keep our posture strong, maybe even improve our posture a little bit as we age. No one can escape aging, right? But it's more a matter of how well we can prepare ourselves so that our body can age strong. And we can play with our grandkids, our pets, be able to get outside and enjoy life. 3, 2, 1, and standing up in between arms. Good job. If you remember, in between arms, we did our lateral side step or the step over. So you're going to start with your feet close, hands in, and then as you open the arms, stepping up and over and back. Good. So we want to open through those hips on both sides. Sometimes we'll focus on the first leg and that second leg gets a little bit low. So make sure you clear that hurdle with both legs. As the feet come close, the arms can come close. Open and close. Beautiful. Open and close. Also a great motion through those hips. 10 seconds left. And 2, 1, and transitioning back to that dumbbell row. Nice work. So now I'm going to be on my right arm. This will be our last time. Set the feet, draw the stomach in, establish that bend into the knees and hinge at the hips. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Forward reach, breathing in, upright row, breathing out. Eyes looking forward, head and neck nice and neutral. You can add a brief little pause at the top, really reinforce that position, that shoulder back and down. Couple more. And rest. Woo! Awesome job. All right, let's grab a drink. All we have left is our cool down stretch, but we're going to start standing. All right. So standing, we're going to loosen up that back once again. Returning to our tree branch arms. Make sure you have that established bend in the knees. And this time we're going to invite the elbows to bend a little bit, kind of knocking on the gates of life, tapping those little kidney meridians, keep those organs awake. See if you can time the tap of the hands with your exhale. And you just want to focus on being relaxed with those shoulders, have a nice long neck. You can do so without getting dizzy. As your torso rotates, turn the head and neck as well. See if you can look for a spot over that shoulder. About 10 more seconds. And remember these simple motions. When you're feeling stiff in your body, see it as an invitation to move. Return to those tree branch arms. Letting go of the knocks. Letting those arms continue to flow. And then just practice slowly coming to a stop. Good. Let's readjust the feet. Walk them in just a hair. We're going to take one hand on the hip and the opposite hand. We're going to make some backward circles. Your choice on how big your circle is. Kind of see where your shoulder feels like. If you can, reach up to overhead. And you'll notice here I've got a nice wide handprint. So I'm spreading my hand nice and wide, opening through that palm. Couple more. You can follow that hand with your gaze. Breathing in as you reach out, breathing out as it rotates back. Fantastic. Same thing, other side. One hand on the hip, sink down to those legs, draw that stomach in, and then we'll go about 5 backward circles here. I usually like to focus on that backwards rotation, just to continue to encourage that shoulder blade to live back. Whether you're older or younger, we're all tend to be drawn to that forward shoulder position. Our modern technology and life kind of has everything right here in front of us. All right, friends, shake that out. Behind the back stretch is next. Now, if you can interlace those hands behind you, go ahead and do that. If you don't quite have that mobility, you can use a towel, a little TheraBand, and you can hold on to that band behind your body. Otherwise, with those feet nice and long, anchor into those legs, extend those arms out behind you, and then your choice if you want to take it into that forward fold. Bowing forward, head down, and breathing here into the back of the body. Stay strong with those legs and belly. Maybe on that next inhale, when you're ready, push those legs, come back up, and release those hands. Wonderful. All right, we're going to do one more sequence from standing, and then we'll finish in the chair. So we're going to open the hips and our shoulders with our stagger stance, tricep side bend. Let's go ahead and mirror each other. Step your left foot forward, keeping your feet hip width apart. Very good. Relax that back heel down onto the hips. Nice. And then from here, the arm of the trail leg, you're going to reach it straight up towards the ceiling. And we're focused on that midline posture here. So we're going to bend that elbow, reaching around, pull that elbow back. Heck yeah. And then we're going to push the hip forward and bend towards that front leg. The wider your feet are, the more stable you're going to be here. So make sure you're not trying to balance on a balance beam. And coming out of that. Good. And try to keep those eyes up. So looking forward one more time, bending towards that front leg. Good job. And unwind from there. Beautiful. Release the arms and switch the feet. Yep, if it's a little bit too much from standing, you can practice this tricep stretch from seated. Woohoo. Where's my balance? Chest up, eyes up, reach that arm up, bending that elbow, squeeze the tush of that trail leg, reach around, try to grab that elbow. Good, and then soft bend towards that front leg. Good, coming out of it. And then maybe one more time, hips forward, eyes up, and lengthening through that side body. Beautiful. Release from there and then meet me in the chair. So good to see those little people joining us. Thanks for moving with your grandma, Bennett. He's like, what? How does she know my name? All right. Hello, hello. Great to have you. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to return to that forward bow or that forward fold from seated. So draw the stomach in, hands on your legs, chin to the chest, and slide on down. So a nice gentle stretch for that low back. Somewhat mimics like our child stretch when you're down on the floor. Good. When you're ready, come on back up. And now this one is kind of mimicking the child's position side stretch, but from seated, I'm going to walk my feet back in so I can have my feet flat on the ground. I'm going to kind of shift my body to one side of my chair. So I'm going to hold on my left arm. If you mirror me, it'd be your right. And then take the opposite hand, reaching for that opposite knee. And now I'm just going to slide that hand down the outer aspect of the cat for the shin. So now you'll feel more of a stretch away from the side that you're leaning most commonly. There's always exceptions. Sometimes your body might be holding tension somewhere else. Otherwise, breathe in that area, about 3 to 5 breaths. If you're going to get lightheaded, please come up sooner. And then when you're ready, coming on up. And same thing, other side. Shift your weight to the other way. Still sitting tall, hang on. Opposite hand comes the knee. Draw that stomach in and slowly sliding on down. Head bows down, in through the nose, out through the mouth if your sinuses will allow. Stretching the sides of that lower and mid back. And when you're ready, slide on back up from there. Beautiful. All right, let's give some love to the head and neck. So we're going to do some little neck circles here. Couple different ways you can do it. You can drop the chin all the way down, or you can just keep the head looking mostly forward. Just circle around, and then we'll go the other way. Excellent. We're going to do one more piece, now more for the mid back than the low back. So those of you that have been here before, our mid back rotations, hand comes behind the head. This is a nice opener for the chest as well. Pull that elbow back as you sit tall. The hand that's not behind the head, just rest it on the same side knee. Good. As you breathe in, we're going to draw that elbow across to the opposite knee. And then as you breathe out, you're going to push into your knee, turning the head and neck as you look over that shoulder. Good. Breathing in, coming across. Breathing out, get that rotation. So now we're focusing more on that mid-back posture. Obviously, you're still getting some rotation through that head and neck and a bit into the low back. Let's go about 5 times here, and then we'll switch sides. But the mid-back, that's where we have our rib cage. And we need to have some rotation through that mid-back. But oftentimes, it's common to get stiff. So we want to continue to reinforce that rotational pattern. When you're ready, we'll switch sides. And when we can rotate through the mid-back, then we're less likely to compensate through the neck and the low back. All right, balance yourself out. Drawing that elbow back, opening through the chest, breathing in as you bow forward and across, and then breathing out on that rotation. The more air we can get out of our lungs, the more space we're going to have to rotate. Breathing in, bringing it down, breathing out. Follow that elbow with your gaze, turning the head and neck, pausing in that open position. Very good. Couple more. You can push through that knee just gently to help encourage a little bit more rotation. This is my last one. And release. Beautiful. All right, friends, some final breathing and opening through the chest and shoulders. So let's go ahead and bring your palms together in front of the chest. As you breathe in, reach up to overhead. Try to elevate those shoulders up towards the ears. And then as you breathe out, circle the hands wide. Now draw those shoulders back and down. Fantastic. Let's go about 3 more times. Breathing in. Lengthen all the way through the spine, sitting up out of the sit bones, and then breathing out. Beautiful. Twice more. Breathe in some peace. Breathe out all the angst and tension. Good. Last time. Breathe in some joy. And let go of all the worry. Just take a moment to have a little peace. All right, beautiful. Give us a little round of applause. Thanks for moving with us today. We'll be back here tomorrow live for our nitric oxide release class. Same time, same place. Otherwise, try to finish your water. If you've got a water bottle with you today, try to finish your water before you move into what's next, because life can get busy pretty quickly. And look forward to moving with you next time.